Hi, I'm Holly from My Plant-Based Family. Today, I'm going to share with you one of the most popular recipes on myplantbasedfamily.com, and it's an Instant Pot recipe. If you're not familiar with an Instant Pot, this thing will change your life. We love it. I bought this in 2014 and it is still going strong. We use the Instant Pot multiple times a week to make some of our favorite meals. The Instant Pot can save you a lot of time in the kitchen, mostly because you set it and walk away. There's no stirring, there's no checking. It's just gonna do its job. The most common things we make in our Instant Pot are still-cut oats, which we make twice a week, baked potatoes, which I know aren't really baked, but they're cooked in the Instant Pot, sweet potatoes, rice, lots of other grains, and beans. So today I'm making Instant Pot black beans and rice. One of the reasons this recipe is so popular and so loved is because you cook brown rice and black beans at the same time. So you're not cooking one first and then cooking the other one and then putting them into a dish. They actually get cooked together. So let's open our Instant Pot. Now I'm going to take out the inner liner just to make it easier. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chopped onion. Now this recipe calls for a cup of chopped onion. I did it ahead of time because I cry when I cut onions and no one wants to see that. Now normally I use 4 cloves of garlic for this recipe. You can definitely use more because, I mean, more garlic is better, right? Today, I'm gonna save a little time by using this minced garlic. I just started using it and so far I really like it. Instead of 4 cloves, I'm using 2 teaspoons. This smells heavenly. I mean, I just love garlic. Okay, next I'm going to add my brown rice. This is just long grain brown rice. It's super inexpensive, and you can find it at pretty much any store. Next, I'm gonna add black beans. I've already rinsed these and checked to make sure there's no debris of any kind. I have not soaked these at all, so they've just been rinsed. Next, I'm gonna add salt. I like to use Redmond's real salt. It calls for a teaspoon, which I'm expertly measuring. Now, if you don't eat salt, you can omit this step and just leave the salt out. You can also use a salt substitute. Now, the last step is water or broth, and you can add it just as is, or you can use like a veggie broth mix that you can find on my website. Everyone loves this. I'm running a little low today, so I'm gonna use one of my store-bought substitutes. And that is this one. It tastes great and it just adds some extra flavor. I'm gonna expertly measure this one as well. I recommend 1 tablespoon for every cup of water when you're using the veggie broth mix on my site, or 1 teaspoon for every cup of water when you're using this store-bought mix. I recently updated this recipe on My Plant-Based Family. Some of the feedback I had gotten mentioned that it was just too watery and too soupy. So I did end up cutting the water back a little bit and it worked great. So instead of the old recipe calling for 9 cups of water, we're gonna do 8 cups of water. With this recipe, you can cook it and it's a nice, just kind of base recipe. It's not spicy, it's just really hearty beans and rice. Something I like to do to add more flavor is add a can of diced green chilies. This doesn't really make it spicy, but it gives it a great flavor. Stir and start it cooking. Now we're gonna put this in the Instant Pot. Let me give you a tip if you're new to cooking in the Instant Pot. If you take this inner pot out of the appliance, make sure you don't pour liquid or rice or anything in here without this insert. People do it all the time, and sometimes it can be fixed, sometimes it can't, but just be careful that you don't do that. So now I'm gonna pick this up and stick it into the Instant Pot. I've already plugged it in. I'm gonna put this lid on. I'm gonna put this on and it locks into place. This seal that I showed you in the back, I'm gonna turn backwards so it's set to sealing. And then I'm gonna press manual and cook this for 28 minutes. The Instant Pot takes a little time to come to pressure. I found the more liquid, the longer it takes. So this is probably gonna take a good 20 minutes, give or take, for it to come to pressure. Then it will start cooking and this timer will start counting down to 0. After it's at 0, I like to let it sit for a while and let the pressure come down naturally, and then you'll be able to open it. You won't be able to open it while it's under pressure. We'll be back soon to let you know how it turned out. Our Instant Pot brown rice and black bean casserole is done. Let's take a look. Now, after this finished cooking, we just let it set. This finished cooking about an hour ago. So now it has, the pressure has come down. I'm gonna open it and take a look at what we have. When you're opening your Instant Pot, you should always be careful for steam and just hot liquid escaping. I like to just hold my lid over it for a moment. Okay, so the beans and rice are done. Unlike the previous version, it is not overflowing with liquid. I'm gonna give it a stir. This has absorbed all of the liquid. So let's put it in a bowl. Okay, we have brown rice and black beans that we cooked together, no soaking, no cooking multiple dishes, and it's done. What I like to do next is squeeze some fresh lime. And sometimes I'll add an avocado. Another way to change this up, since it makes quite a bit, is you can dice up some tomatoes, onions, garlic, and make like a pico de gallo to add. It's really good. It's really hot.